Top 10 Military Army in the World. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing great. Today we'll be talking about the top 10 most powerful armies in the world. Without further delay, here is today's video. The race for global domination, or as it's sometimes called, the arms race, is one of the most major things that determines a country's, and by extension, its people's status internationally. It is no secret that a country with a strong military will have a stronger international presence as well as more leverage in relationships with other countries, and so countries each year spend billions of dollars to maintain and acquire military power. In today's video we'll be taking a look at a number of factors, from simple military personnel, annual defense budget and the equipment owned by an army, to determine a comprehensive list of what are the top 10 most powerful militaries in the world. Before we move on to the list, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on the post notifications by ringing the bell icon right next to the subscribe button so you're reminded whenever we make a new upload. Without further ado, here's our list. 10. Turkey. At the edge of the Middle East and Europe, Turkey lies in a hotspot of international conflict, and with ISIS constantly at the doorstep, they have to keep their military up to date and prepared at all times. They spend a yearly amount of $18.2 billion towards their military needs and have a decent amount of personnel too, with 410,500 soldiers. Their navy and air force are also impressive, having one of the most impressive fleets in the Mediterranean with 13 submarines and over 1,000 aircraft, including the coveted F-35. 9. Italy. Italy, despite a downturn economically, continues to boast one of the most well-equipped and modern navies in the Mediterranean. This is largely due to the fact that they are in possession of 2 working aircraft carriers, which places it among the top 5 countries to have such power. Other than that, with 6 submarines and 13 destroyers, the Italian Navy is nothing to scoff at, being considered the 9th largest in the world. 8. United Kingdom. Britain has long remained one of the most important players on the international scene, and despite efforts to reduce the size of forces, they are still among the most well-funded and well-defensed countries out there. The Army, despite small numbers and having a small air force, sports the world's 5th largest annual budget at $60 billion, as well as the 5th largest military. And with an entirely new aircraft carrier, the HMS Queen Elizabeth, set to out to work in 2020, their military might continues to hold up, as they are still seen deploying troops in various international situations. 7. South Korea. Being immediately next door to North Korea, the violent and extremely dangerous neighbor has forced South Korea to upgrade its military, and as a result it has steadily grown more robust in recent years. The simple number of personnel is already quite impressive, with over 600,000 active men. It sports the world's 6th largest military force. And that, paired with the 6th largest air force and highly trained intelligence and special forces units, the country is well prepared, despite having a comparatively outdated naval force. 6. France. With many years of experience and an expertise in manufacturing specialty equipment on your own, France more than makes up for its lack of high numbers in any department. They possess Rafale and Mirage jets, 2 of their national prizes, and have their own battle tanks and helicopters as well, not to mention the only nuclear aircraft carrier outside the US. And with its influence still intact in Africa, they continue to deploy troops to provide stability, and as a result have an experienced as well as highly trained force. 5. India. India, with the 2nd highest population in the entire world, and multiple neighbors that continue to pose serious threats, from Pakistan to China, has to have one impressive army. And that they do, with a highly respectable navy, the 3rd largest labor force in the world, and a very high annual budget of $50 billion, the military is not only strong but steadily growing. This is without mentioning the fact that it is in possession of nuclear arsenal, a force that it continues to invest in. 4. Japan. Japan as a whole has come a long way since World War II, and with already advanced technology and an all-time high national economy, it is no surprise that they have a very well-equipped army. Although they are far behind in numbers of personnel, with only around 250,000 active men, the advanced Air Force and Navy go a long way towards making it an Asian superpower. They possess the 4th largest fleet in the world along with 4 aircraft carriers, and the 5th largest air force, not to mention the budget, which per capita ranks at the 4th highest in the world. 3. China. As the world's fastest growing economy and the single greatest population, China has amassed a huge army as well. The largest ground force in the world, with over 2 million active personnel, the second largest tank force and the second largest submarine force, the Chinese Army, or the People's Liberation Army, is without a doubt one of the most impressive forces on the face of this planet. With a huge annual budget and modernization into advanced technologies, it is also expected to increase in size as well as power. 2. Russia. Even since the Cold War's passing and the fall of the Soviet Union, Russia remains the second most powerful military in the world, possessing the greatest armory unit in the world, the second greatest air fleet and the third largest navy. The force is easily among the greatest. As for the budget, under Putin's leadership it has already grown a great deal and is expected to grow further in the next years. Not to mention they possess foreign influence as demonstrated by their troops' deployment in Syria and their propaganda campaigns in Ukraine. 1. United States. It is no surprise that the winner of the Cold War and the world's richest country top the list. And with an annual budget greater than multiple members on this list combined, it spends over $600 billion on defense each year, and the number is only expected to grow. And although undoubtedly behind in manpower to China as well as India, it more than makes up for it with a tremendous air force and intelligence. Not to mention the Navy, which possesses vastly greater number of aircraft carriers and other vessels, outmatching any other country by a long shot. All of that combined with being the head of NATO and undoubtedly the world's greatest superpower, America still reigns supreme as the world's most powerful military force. That was all from our side, guys. Hope you found the video informative, and I'd like to ask you guys, if any of you belong to a country from this list, please leave a comment telling us about it. With that done, it's time to wind up today's video. Hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like down below, and I'll see you in the next one.